Now, to use a sprite sheet here in Unity, there are several ways that you can do it. I will just show you one, a simple one. So to be organized, I will create here a folder, and here is where I will put my sprite sheets. In this case, I will just use one, the one that we exported in the video before, and I will put it here inside my folder sprite sheets. So I can, when I come back to Unity, it's here. Okay, this is our sprite sheet. You can see that this is a single file, a grid file, and we want to divide these into several little images so we can use them independently. So first thing, we indicate here that this sprite mode is not single but multiple. Okay, and press apply, and then here in Sprite Editor you will see here that there are several options, but what we want to do is slice it. And the way that we are going to slice it, it depends on your sprite sheet. Basically, if the automatic doesn't work, you will have to check the others, right? Because automatic is the fastest, of course, but if there are some, maybe it will not work so well, so you will have to go by the other. Cell size is related to the size of each cell that you want to make, and the grid by cell count is when you know, for example, if you have your image equally distributed in the file, and you can divide it by the number of columns and the number of rows. Let's check the automatic and let's slice it. And what we have here is this division that was automatically created. And this is an interesting thing, is that, for example, if I come here and go and select the grid by cell count, I have 2 columns, I have 6 rows, and I will slice them. You can see that I have this division made independently of the images. So the automatic, in this case, works way better. When we do this type of slicing, there are in some situations that we have to adjust them manually, okay, and you can adjust them like this, and you can change the pivot point, and you can explore it. You will see that depending on the sprite sheets, this will work differently. So I'll just slice this automatically. This is quite okay at first sight, and I have here, okay, this is not catching that tail, because if it was catching that tail, I would have to export again my sprite sheet and maybe give it some padding between drawings. Here it's okay. Yeah, here probably I will have to change this, because here it is supposed my character to be on flying, right, up in the air without touching the ground. And in this case here, my sprite sheet is actually considering that this paw here is on the ground, and maybe we will need to do this. But that's details that you will get used to. I will apply, close it, and now when I open here, I have all these images, and you can see here that it's animating, right? So what I will do now is I select the images that I want to be part of my animation. In this case, I want them all, and I will drag into my scene, okay? When I drag it into my scene, a window opens, because what I'm trying to make here, and the Unity is predicting what I'm doing, is creating an animation. So this is my wildcat run, and I will organize this, and I will have a folder called animations and save it here. So this is my wildcat, and let's go back here to my scene. This is my scene, and as you can see, I already have here my animation happening, right? So very easy. So what happened here is the Unity automatically created here a game object and assigned to it a sprite, renderer, and an animator controller. Okay, so if you go to animator, this window here, you will see that my object has an animation, okay, and this is my default state. And another thing that was created, animation, let's open now the window animator. Oh, sorry, let's now open the window animation, and when I click in my object, my game object here, that is the wildcat, this is what I have. Here are my keyframes. So if something is wrong here, because it can happen depending on the software that you use to export sprite sheets. There are some softwares that they swap the order of the images, so you have to adjust them here. If there's something wrong, you can just edit here or add a different part of the image. So you have a lot of things that you can edit here. Here is my wildcat run. As you can see here, wildcat run, but I can create, we can add others. So if I have more animations to this character, let's suppose that you have a walk cycle, or a trot, or a die, an attack, an idle, so you can create them here. And each time you create a new clip, you are invited to save it, right? Because it's a new animation. So you can have, for example, the wildcat walk, and then you will drag, in this case I just have one, but you can drag, for example, this, and this would be like a broken animation, okay? But I will have it here, something like this, for example. This is a broken one, okay, just to give an example. And here is too fast. I will put here like 4 frames per second. Okay, yeah. Let's just check here. As you can see here, I didn't put them all together. I will put them all together. So they are like 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, 3. This will be my walk cycle. It's not, but it's just to give you the example. And what we change here in my animator is that I have now a wildcat walk. And if I make, now I'm going to run, and I see my character running in loop. But if I create a transition here, what will happen is that the wildcat will run, and then we'll play that weird animation that I created. And another thing, then I will add my rules here in these transitions, but I will not be worried about that now. Now it's running, it's playing the weird animation, running, playing the weird animation. Okay, so that's it.